We've just lost 3-0 to Leeds. So let's just think about this from their perspective. I don't think they put a foot wrong. They played fantastic football. They looked very comfortable on the ball defensively. They cut us out. Sterling was making runs, but a number of offside decisions. Havertz wasn't getting involved. They just dominated us. Without dominating possession, they did dominate. 3 goals speak for itself. You could say we need more clinical finishers, but we also need chances to be created. Good chances, not half chances. The top teams like Man City, your Liverpools, even Tottenham to an extent, they create some good chances themselves. You need the chances, but at the same time, you need to have a striker who can put the ball away. It's not even a case of we have a striker who can't score these goals. I don't even see Kai Havertz as a striker right now because he's not doing things that strikers would do. In terms of the way he's holding up the ball, his ball retention, getting past players, he can do it. He can. He actually had an exceptional game against Spurs, except for some of the chances he missed, and he should have scored in that game. But not enough of an impact from him today. And coming to away ground, it's all about having character, having a bit of personality. Drogba, Costa, these are players that thrived playing in games like this because they were physical, they imposed themselves. We're not doing that. It seems like we came here, we didn't even have a point to prove. We already showed that we have the quality against Spurs, but for some reason the results aren't coming. We dropped points against Spurs. Granted, it wasn't our fault, but we still dropped the points. It's still going to come out at the end of the season that we drew that game. We've lost 3-0 against Leeds today. It's not an easy game to play, but how can you not get up for this? I mean, this match dates back to the 70s. It's one of the biggest rivalries we have. Don't get me wrong, they're not like us. They're not a big club like us. It's not like going to Anfield or Man City. It's not the same, but it's a hostile atmosphere. How, as a player, can you not get up for that? Tuchel, he started the match the way I expected him to. He gave Gallagher a chance. He played him in the pivot alongside Jorginho. Now we've seen how disastrous it can be when we play that way. Obviously, when we lost 4-0 to Arsenal, it just wasn't ideal. But he deserves a chance because we've seen at Palace he's got his quality. If you don't give people minutes on the pitch, how the hell can you expect them to reduce results if you're giving them 5-10 minutes off the bench? It just doesn't work like that. When we changed the system in the second half, Gallagher, he did get better. He did. It's not a case of, he put his head down. He was looking for the ball. He was trying to create chances. He had a shot on goal as well. And we just kept changing things. Ziyech came on. Pulisic came on. These are players that don't want to be at the club. That tells you 2 things. It tells you that's what Tuchel has to work with. It also tells you that Bowley needs to spend some more money or just offload these players and we'll have a lack of quality on our side. So it's the 2 decisions we need to make. The reality is, I think even with some new signings, we won't be pushing for the title. We don't have the pedigree. We don't have the quality up front to be able to score enough goals to compete with these teams, because on the days where you do have Mendy conceding silly goals, where you have Koulibaly getting silly yellow cards, what the hell do you expect? It's really, really simple. We've got to compete as a team. We're going to get top 4. If we don't, that is a disaster because that is expected. I expect that, but more to come from this Chelsea side against Leicester. They're a team, they haven't spent any money. They've been selling players. So we need the 3 points. But at the end of the day, if you have to get rid of beautiful football to get results, Mourinho's your magic man, and sometimes you've just got to do what you need to do. Sarri did it. He played some shocking football, but we did get results. We won a trophy. Maybe Thomas Tuchel's going to have to sacrifice, but it's one of those things. We can hold our heads high. It's only the beginning of the season. There's still a lot of work to be done inside, on the training pitch, and also in the transfer market as well. But let me know in the comments what you think. It's very hard to be optimistic, but we move up the Chelsea.